Thanks for calling the Beards and Sundries hotline. You've reached Anthony. Leave a message after the beep.
Hi guys, this is George and
This is Anthony.
and since it has resorted to threats and name calling, figured we better give y'all a call. So, anyway, we're just catching up on the past couple of episodes, and of course they were hilarious as always. But we just got through with our move, and we're in our new house. We've been unpacking like crazy and trying to get things situated, and we're just finally now at a point where we can kind of sit down and enjoy one of our favorite shows, which is y'all's show, of course. So anyway, I will keep it short, and so figured we'd leave y'all a voicemail so you can calm down on the threats. So we'll talk at y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
And welcome back.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 21 of Beards and Sundries.
Oh my god, we're legal.
Thank God I'm drinking.
Thank God I got this alcohol.
That's right, guys. It's time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and do blue balls count as something blue you need for an old wedding tradition? Well, ball, in my case.
Usually they're just borrowed.
And I'm Anthony, the long-lost uncle who shows up to your open bar wedding already drunk.
Good for you, Uncle.
And I'm Joe, the wedding hashtag, all's well that Criswell, that never got used on social media before Anthony and I tied the knot. And today's topic is marriage. That's right, Beardos. Anthony and I celebrated 5 years of wedded bliss yesterday, and we thought it would be fun to chat about the process, things that people do right and wrong when they're planning their big day, and how 5 years have strengthened us even further. Take a listen, take notes, and enjoy our views, and later on, Jay and I both have homebrewed games to enjoy this week.
But first, we should probably talk about that voicemail.
What about the name calling?
I have two confessions about that voicemail. One, that's like a month old. I've had it on back order since we had other people call in, and they'd already left a voicemail.
What do you mean back order?
Not expecting them. Not expecting to have so many voicemails, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, I don't have a voicemail this week. And then I was like, oh yeah, they left that one. And so I chuckled because I was like, oh, it's a little bit outdated. And
you're supposed to unbox the inventory as it comes in, not wait till it's past the sell-by date.
It's first in, first out, Jay. This is answering a lot of questions about expiry dates.
They called at the same time that several other people left voicemail. So I was like, well, I'll give these others a chance since they hadn't called yet. And two, I'm an old person. And when I was trying to upload George's voicemail, I didn't pay attention that I was in the recent calls list, and I hit his number and started dialing him instead of moving his voicemail. So, George, if you have a missed call from us, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
You're not supposed to use the phone that way.
Did you let it dial all the way through at least? Did you just like slam the hang up button?
Yes, because I was just staring at it and I was like, what's
you
this
evil
doing?
bastard.
And I'm like,
George, I'm really sorry if you got excited seeing our number pop up thinking that we were calling you for something specific and then Jay was being an asshole about it.
You should call him right now.
Seriously. So you can apologize on air that we didn't do this. You did this.
Oh, I'm absolutely sorry. I screwed up everything. It's my fault. And now this podcast sucks because of me. Only me.
Yeah, now. So, that's why we're 5 out of 6 balls.
We'll never get 6 balls because of me. I'm so sorry, everyone. But we're super happy that you're in your house and you're loving everything, and we're so happy that you always
I still want your
Please leave a
fridge.
voicemail. Yes, the fridge is great.
Give us the fucking fridge.
Joe, can I find wedding favors in the sundry aisle?
Can. And fun fact about when you're searching for wedding items like that, leave out the word wedding because it makes everything more expensive. But if you guys are looking for some non-wedding sundries because they'll be cheaper, you might be wondering what the hell a sundry is, especially if it's your first episode. Now, to answer that question for you, the term comes from an old English word meaning odds and ends. Today it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that otherwise wouldn't have a group of their own. So, as three very taken white gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
Also, follow-up question. Can I find something old, something new, something blue, something
Borrowed, something blue.
Yeah, something borrowed, something blue. Oh my god, guys. It's been a rough week and I am mentally dead.
Well, for something old, look in the mirror.
Anyways, moving on to our actual subject matter, let's talk a little bit about, before we dive straight into marriage, I thought we'd also talk a little bit about dating.
I remember vaguely what it was like.
Jay, you're currently dating after having been in a long-term relationship for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're probably closer to it than, well, I say that. Joe and I just recently dated.
That's true.
But it was a very different situation for us.
Yeah, and I went 7.5 years in my relationship. And I honestly think that I fawned in that relationship a little long for the idea of dating sounded awful.
Mm.
And so I just didn't want to do it again. So whenever I was kind of put in this scenario where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to go do this again, I kind of started immediately because we'd grown apart and it just whatever. And so I kind of started going back at it, not aggressively, but I went on a few dates and I got tired of it real quick. So I kind of decided to take a break just to be like, I need to find out what I like.
You need to love yourself.
And yeah, I need to find out what I need in a relationship, and instead of trying to morph myself into what everyone else wants.
Yes.
Because you don't realize, growing up dating, we're coming from families who are not very happy with us being gay. So there's not any advice as to how to date properly, and there's no good advice out there because you're basically connected with hookup apps. So you don't really know how to date. And so I decided this time that I would take time to figure me out and what I wanted in a relationship, and that I didn't have to cave into what everybody else did.
Jay, you are quite the specimen to figure out indeed.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I think Joe and I got lucky in the dating process because I don't feel like I ever took that time while I was single to do that. We got lucky in the sense of like, I feel as though through our relationship, we both have not only found ourselves, but found like a really good cadence with one another and just kind of fell into this comfort level with one another that like,
yeah, I agree with that.
We were lucky to have that type of synergy in our relationship without having to do the pre-work.
We kind of landed, meshed well in the same just kind of fell into the groove together pretty well, and it never really felt like work,
So dating before I dated Joe, I had like a couple of long-term relationships before Joe, but both of them were highly dysfunctional. And yeah, I think I dated more for sex at that age. It was all about a sex thing.
Yeah, I've always been a long-term person, but I didn't realize back in the day that I wanted to date somebody that was cute in my eyes, but then I didn't know anything about their personality and all, and I wanted to morph it into what my expectations were in a person. Because, yeah, you don't realize how easily it is to do that. And nowadays, I'm like, no, I have to find someone that I respect and love as who they are.
Yeah, I feel like as well, the biggest issue that I had with dating was that I would just fall for anybody who showed me any sort of affection immediately because I wanted validation so hard.
So, yes and no. Like, I would get affection and attention from people that I wasn't interested in, and I was just like, meh. But I was also real shitty and would kind of keep them on the back burner and never really fully let them go because I'm like, something else could come along that's better, and I didn't realize how shitty I was about it.
Yeah, so to clarify, I guess what I meant by that is more of like, if somebody liked me, I would purposely go out of my way to maintain some form of relationship that verged on the romantic with that person.
But play hard to get.
Right. Joe, what was your dating life like before me?
So, I mean, before you, I had the one long-term one that brought me to Oklahoma in the first place. That was about a year, I would say solidly about a year and a few months, and then it kind of started to go downhill, but I was in denial about it. And then after I ended that one, I was kind of floating around. I was like, I don't really know what I want to do. I don't really have any ties or anything. And so then I was a hoe on the go for a couple months, lost some weight.
I got to benefit from that at least once.
Yep, you did.
Fuck yeah.
Then I started going serious with Anthony and never looked back. We've been together since 2011.
Yeah, been a hoe on the go ever since.
You know it.
Do you guys remember your first date? Let me ask you that.
Straight or gay?
I guess, you know what? Both, if you want to tell them.
I don't really remember straight. It was boring school stuff, but probably I'd probably say my first date, college, it was like hookups. So we'd message on the apps or through texting or whatever back when it wasn't free to text all the time. So we had to be real careful with that shit.
I love you, 10 cents.
Yeah, half of my track phone minutes.
Here's a picture of my dick. That's 25 cents.
We didn't really have picture messaging yet, so that wasn't really a thing either. But yeah, so I would just go over to houses and we would literally Netflix and chill before Netflix was really off the ground. And then, usually one thing would lead to another and there'd be some extracurriculars and then I would go home.
What was that game that you would go over to that dude's house to play? Like you'd sleep with him so you could sneak downstairs to play that game. What was it?
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Hell yes. That's one of my favorite stories of yours.
Funny enough, too. And that, I could almost consider him my first long-term relationship, but it was very one-sided. And so what I mean by that is we both worked at restaurants. So we had that group of friends, like the servers, and we, lots of fun and hanging out. But so I think that in my mind, I thought that we were dating and he didn't. So I thought it was going to be the reverse. You would think so.
Yep.
But so I'd go over to his house. We'd spend a lot of time together. We'd sleep in the same bed. We rarely ever did much in the bed except sleep. But I think in my brain, I was like, he's my boyfriend. And then it wasn't the same on his end.
It's complicated.
But we never talked about it, so it was never denied or confirmed. And this went on for I'd say probably about 6 months my senior year of college.
That lack of communication is so common, though.
No, probably about 6 months my junior year of college.
Do you still know him?
I do still know him. I think we're still Facebook friends, but I haven't talked to him in years.
I'd be kind of curious to hear from him, what he thought you were at the time.
I really think I would want to venture for that because it was kind of a dark time for him.
Oh, that stuff happens, and you know what? We all go through that. So,
oh my gosh, yeah. But it's funny how you mentioned that lack of communication situation because that happens so much in relationships because most people are so afraid of rejection. And so you're just like, I don't want to talk about this stuff. And that is one thing in starting dating again, after kind of reflecting on myself of what I wanted and what went wrong in my previous life and how dating was difficult, that I was like, I'm going to probably over communicate now.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it.
I'd say Joe and I do a good job of communicating. I think a lot of our communication is very understood.
Yeah.
But I also think we could always do better. I think it's one of those things that you can always work on and do better about. I think of the most recently, as far as communication between the two of us, is the day that you showed me the picture of that lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a not great reaction, and I didn't realize I wasn't having a great reaction. That was, I don't know why. In my head, I was just like, I was thinking about like, okay, now I have to work a 40-hour-a-week job, and now I have to like edit the pod and make sure the pod gets recorded and done every week, and like I've got all these things going on. So my free time is now like limited. And on like Sundays, I try to go out and visit family, and I'm trying to get that to like every other Sunday so I can have a little bit more free time. But he said that, and in my head, I was like, this bitch better not expect me to be mowing this fucking lawn. That's not what came out of my mouth, but apparently that was the tone of what came out of my mouth.
I was like, oh, okay. Wow.
He told me straight up, he's like, well, I didn't mean to imply that I'd expect you to be the one to mow the lawn. And like, he gave me immediate feedback, but it was still a moment where I was like,
communication.
Well, and sometimes it's funny how we'll be so wrapped up in what's going on in our mind that if we take something wrong and it's just like you are adding something on, we're just that it's like the breaking point, especially if you're tired or stressed. I get it.
And my job is not stressful at all. Like, I see my coworkers stressed from time to time, but I don't do that.
I definitely have cut back from how easily I used to snap. Nowadays, I'm just like, meh, whatever.
Oh, I tell them all the time. I'm like, do you want me to send the hateful emails? I'll send the hateful emails.
I'm actually I'm the same way at work. I'm very much just like, I'm in my world, and if you interrupt it, I'm kind of just like, oh my God. But I've been there so long, and I'm tired. Outside of work, I'm usually a lot better. But it is funny how if I'm really stressed, like my boyfriend can notice it. And I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate it, because what he'll do is he'll be like, hey, take a breath. And I'm just like, I don't think I realized how high strung I was at that moment. And so it's just kind of like, thank you so much for just respecting that and calling it out, because it helps me recognize that and hopefully prevent it in the future, which it's worked some for sure.
That is another thing I've had to overcome in our relationship, is trying to be the fixer. I realize I'm like, Joe doesn't need things fixed. He just needs a fucking moment.
Yeah.
Why are we that way?
We're people pleasers, Jay. We're people pleasers.
Sorry, we're so boring.
I'm so sorry. I'm yawning so much.
You tired bitch.
I know. I should have napped instead of playing my Xbox in that little break that I took before I got on.
Hey, what were you playing, by the way?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Isn't it fun to get on there and rocket launch some cars sometimes?
Yep. I'm playing online now, so.
Mm-hmm. I've been doing some of that too.
It's actually fun just to have my headphones in and listen to like these little kids. Like today, they were just like, I'm going to the strip club. I want you to take your titties out of your bra.
I haven't done that. I've been playing on like, you go into an empty server, so there's no one else in there, and I can kind of just do whatever I want. But I haven't really tried playing with children. I've seen some great trolling videos online that I need to like get in on that.
It's so funny. Now you'll have the days where there's like some super high level people that just shoot you and kill you constantly, and you're like, I'm bored with this. But like whenever you're listening to these kids talk, it's so I'm still waiting for the day that I push my little mic down and I'm just like, going to the strip club made me gay. Because when I was really drunk during COVID, during a happy hour, I changed my Xbox name to the Gay J Way.
Oh my God.
I don't know why, but it was during COVID, and it was during a happy hour that we did over FaceTime.
This would be a great commercial for a new seminar.
It really would. It's time to try the Gay J Way.
So I've just left the name, and it's so funny to me, and so I always want to be like, strip clubs made me gay, kids.
We should play online sometime.
I'm game. Game.
Game.
Oh my God.
It's because you went to the strip club.
And I told her to take her bra off. Okay, so you have an Xbox or PlayStation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Xbox.
So
I was an Xbox kid growing up.
I was a PlayStation kid, so as an adult, I went Xbox for some reason. But I will swap our names and befriend each other, and then maybe we can GTA it together.
That'd be fun.
Joe, did you see that they announced GTA 6?
They've announced it so many fucking times by now that I don't trust any of that shit anymore.
I don't think the original announcements were all real. I think they had to announce it because a leak happened.
Another one?
And they confirmed that this was a real leak.
Is it going to be Vice City for reals?
Vice City is part of it, yes.
Good. That's good.
Did we even talk about our first dates, or did we just go off on tangents that entire time?
We definitely went off on tangents because we were talking about straight and gay dates.
Oh, that's right. But I didn't want to talk about straight dates because they're boring.
I mean, mine was like high school, the county fair, and that's the story that I've already told about how I knew she was expecting a first kiss, and I just like leaned my head over.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, sweet pea, I'm a gentleman.
My first date was with a guy driving through backcountry roads in his Lexus SC400 that his father bought him. That he kept making pit stops by this ditch where he had stashed a cube of beer that I wouldn't drink because I was a good child. And we like chit chatted, and in my head, as my good little Christian boy who I was, who was just venturing out and finally being gay, I was imagining like dating. Like you go on this date and it's supposed to be romantic and you talk to each other and you get to know each other. In retrospect, I realized 100% this guy was expecting us to fuck. And honestly, missed opportunity for me.
I definitely look back at so many dates when I was like, I can't. Like, I'm a good boy. And yeah, I'm just like, gah, you stupid bitch. I think my first, well, I don't know if it's a date. But I'll consider it a date because I was young and shy and scared. And it was my first time kind of really meeting a guy. But yeah, he worked at the local Walmart.
Ooh.
And I know, and I saw him, and I think I'd seen it. I'd either seen him somehow on MySpace. Ooh, so I messaged him, and
it's not a phase, Mom.
And we hung out a few, and he was really, really, really nice, really sweet, but very like how do I explain it? He was very playing hard to get. He was doing what I do. I don't know how to explain it, but he was doing what I used to do, where I was like, let you linger, but I'm also not going to attach to you. But he was the first guy that really kind of gave me attention that made me feel happy. And we kept in touch on and off for a long time.
Wow. Okay.
It's fine to yawn. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Do you guys want to hear some dating stories that I got from listeners?
Absolutely.
Okay, so one time a dude took me to P.F. Chang's. I'd never been, and I ordered something with a spice level of 3. I thought it was a 10-point scale and not a 5-point. I took 2 bites and stopped because I didn't want him to see me sweat.
No bottoming for you.
I sweat when I eat spicy foods. We did have one more date, but honestly, we all knew it ended there. And then another story we got was from George and Anthony. They've been together 19 years.
Whoa.
They met at work, and their first date was a lunch at Panda Express. I think they said it was a work date.
Yes, girl.
And they both ordered the egg rolls, and they knew it was meant to be.
And here we are 19 years later.
This was actually one of my favorites, but also was kind of a little depressing in a way, because I was like, ugh, what a terrible first date and experience. But he goes, I had a date with someone to see Frenchie Davis perform live. When I went to pick him up, he already had a few drinks to ease his anxiety. We arrived at the venue where he proceeded to have a shot prior to his double Jack and Coke. I went to the restroom and came back and couldn't find him. Just as Frenchie was singing her very first note, I got the text that he'd been kicked out of the bar because he was too drunk.
Jay, who sent in this story about your first date?
I have two more. One's pretty short. The other's pretty normal. Once I was going to meet a guy on Scruff. We were meeting at a public place because I'm not an idiot. I showed up early, and when he arrived, he looked me up and down and said, "Yeah, I can't do this," and then just left. And that is what you call a shitty person that it's okay you missed out on.
That's like that terrible show on MTV called Next, where they'd get off the tour bus and they'd be like,
my God.
Next. And they'd be like, oh, they can't even handle me anyway. That's fine. I don't even want to date them.
Your handshake was really limp, and that means you're not a man. So, next. That's my favorite one I remember. Last one. I met a guy at his house, which it took me a few minutes to find because there wasn't any sign or house number, which should have been a sign for me to leave. But when I finally found it, he didn't look at all like his picture, which was old and fuzzy. He brought me to his room, which had a futon and a seat position, and his mom was in the other room, which I believe he didn't even have a door. After the second time that he fell asleep on me, literally, while we were making out, I left faster than Roadrunner. That might have been me at the rate I fall asleep, and I'm tired today.
Meep, meep.
That is horrifying.
Yes, but I'm really glad that our listeners sent us stories, so I'm going to do a better job about posting content for next episodes, because that was kind of fun to receive that.
It was really nice. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, since we should probably be moving right along.
Is it time to talk about marriage?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about marriage and weddings and whatnot.
Well, I'll just immediately say I've never fully been married. We decided in our last relationship it wasn't for us, so we never did it.
We'll say that I'm thankful that I've been to several weddings because it taught me what I wanted for my wedding day and what I didn't want. And that really made planning it a lot easier.
Oh, I bet.
Way easier, because we did our own planning.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but only because we picked a wonderful caterer who handled some of the logistical portions of it that we would not have otherwise been able to do ourselves.
The first question was inside or outside, which, if you guys don't know us very well, I prefer my climates to be controlled heavily. So that was an easy question. Inside. Because also, we live in Oklahoma, in Tornado Alley, in the springtime.
And bad allergies.
Yes. So we chose inside, and we found a venue called the Oklahoma Jazz Hall of Fame, which is in downtown Tulsa.
It was nice.
It was very nice, and they donate part of your fee to music education programs in Oklahoma. So I was like, this is the kind of bougie, hoity-toity shit I can get behind. And also, we saved $1,200 by going with a Sunday rather than a Saturday. So that's another money-saving tip for you. That can help out a lot.
Oh, speaking of your wedding, the person that I brought with me, which was a good friend of mine from work, was also with me at the Lizzo concert last weekend. Fantastic concert, by the way. Loved it. Fantastic.
Lucky.
Anyways, when we were walking in, we were talking about it, and she's like, wait a minute. Your friends on the podcast are the ones that we went to their wedding? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, I never made that connection.
Yep, that was ours. And it was a warm wedding because the guy who runs that place is a little less than organized.
Our caterer was like, make sure that you double check your dates because he's been known to double book. Like, our caterer has worked with him a lot of times before because that venue has hosted a lot of weddings. So Anthony talked about the caterer. Our caterer was a good chunk of what we spent, but it included the food. It included staff, bartenders. They brought their own mixers for our open bar that we had. They turned the room because we did the same room for the ceremony and the reception. So they flipped the room in like half an hour and they passed out appetizers. Like, that was definitely worth spending the money on that.
For sure.
Well, there were two things that really made it worth the money. One was they brought Joe and I our dinner, so we didn't have to go get it ourselves.
Yeah.
And two, the next day they left us a doggy bag apiece with a bottle of water in it that was like life-changing.
That bottle of water saved my life. Because while we did pick springtime in Oklahoma, there's this very low window of time where we have spring. And we were not in that window, and it was very hot, unfortunately.
It was warm that day. I do remember.
We were inside, but it was still pretty warm.
But you had fantastic vanilla cake. I do remember that.
Those cakes came from Costco.
That's right.
And that is where I learned that I will order cakes from Costco.
Feed a whole army.
Or at least vanilla.
That was a great money-saving move on our part, just because they come fresh from the bakery. It's a great bakery. Costco's bakery is fantastic. And we didn't have to pay hundreds of dollars for a cake that gets destroyed in 2 seconds.
Also, another money-saving tip that we took full advantage of. One thing we didn't have to pay for was a wedding dress. We rented tuxedos from Men's Warehouse.
Hell yeah, we did. And people will be like, well, don't you want to save that? And I'm like, I have my whole entire husband to remember my wedding by.
Because if he's gone, I'm not going to need the suit.
Yeah, and they even tried to sell us wedding bands at Men's Warehouse, and I was like, we bought wedding rings on Amazon already, thanks.
The wedding portion of getting married was a lot of fun. It's also really exhausting to like get through it. But I think we did it in the way that was true to us, which was we wanted to throw a party for our friends.
Yep.
And have us celebrate each other and have our friends celebrate with us, so that like it wasn't ever meant to be prim, pristine. Everything has to go off without a hitch. It just had to be our friends being there with us, eating good food, drinking drinks, enjoying the music, having a good time, and celebrating each other and ourselves.
When you were younger, since we're gay, did you ever have this image of what your gay wedding would be like when you were younger?
Not really.
I don't think I did, no.
I never really thought about it that much.
That's so funny. Neither did I. I'm just like, whatever.
Well, because it wasn't legal until 2016.
I just never imagined myself getting married, and now it makes sense because, like, straight people probably do that, don't they?
Oh, a lot of them do it from childhood.
Oh, women do that all the time. Like, they're imagining their dream wedding forever, and I'm just like, I'm going to go to the courthouse. Granted, it's not going to be only what I want, like, whoever I'm marrying, but I really don't need anything big. I want something very simple, but something that we can all as a group celebrate together.
That's kind of where we landed too. And it's funny that you mentioned the courthouse, because when we went and got, like, we filed for our license and everything, we were worried because that was right around that time that, what the fuck is that bitch's name from Kentucky? Kim Brown? Looks like Michelle Duggar. I don't know. I don't remember her name. I don't want to remember her name. Anyway, we went into it kind of hesitant and worried that we were going to find some backlash, some kind of judging looks. Those women in that office were stoked, and they wanted to hear all about it. And when we came back to get everything signed and finalized, they wanted to see pictures and they wanted to hear all about it. And it was really refreshing, especially here in Oklahoma, in a big town like Tulsa, for us to be embraced and kind of, in a way, celebrated another time by people that we barely even knew.
Well, to be fair, Oklahoma City and Tulsa in Oklahoma are actually pretty blue cities. The only reason they vote so red is because the GOP has gerrymandered the cities so hard in voting that you can't see that unless you actually look at just your voting in that circle. But that's, side tangent. The only reason the Republicans can win anything is because they gerrymander so hard anymore.
Yep, they have to cheat.
They have to cheat the system. I know Democrats do it in other states, but just not to the level of the GOP.
Oh, yeah. Back to, anyways.
I can't go off on that tangent. It'll last forever.
Before Joe and I got married, obviously one of us proposed. Well, I proposed to Joe at the Grand Canyon on the South Rim. Rim.
Womp womp. No, I'm kidding.
What's funny about it is that I actually planned to propose the year before, and we went to Estes Park, and my intention was to get us a ski lift up to the highest elevation point that you can get to from Estes Park, so that we could be at, like,
what happened with the ski lift, Anthony?
Pick him when he has no oxygen.
So, as it turns out, listeners, when it's out of season, you can't go up the ski slope, and the season starts in June, and we were there in May.
Mm-hmm.
Oopsie poopsie.
I had the ring, and I was like, do I find just another time to do this?
So you couldn't find another fucking ski slope for a year?
It's different. It's different. It's a gondola. It takes you all the way up from Estes Park.
Thank you, Jay.
Up this really high. You could have proposed too.
You didn't even take a ski slope. You literally landed at the Grand Canyon. That's a pit.
Oh my God.
Can we find sundries in the pit?
You went the opposite direction. You were like, I guess if I can't go up, I'll go down.
You're about to find my self-respect in the pit.
You really went to rock bottom on that one, huh?
Oh my fucking God. Anyways, moving on past this topic, which I hate all of a sudden.
Did you get a donkey to go down there and propose to? Get on this ass and marry me.
Jesus.
He needs a donkey for all that baggage.
And we've been in wedded bliss ever since, listeners.
That is what I needed to wake up.
Oh my God. Well, being married is a lot like dating whenever you're in a healthy relationship. So let's just get past that portion. Well, I think it's time for a commercial, right?
Oh, you think it's time for a commercial? Would you propose that it's time for a commercial, or do you want to wait a year?
Oh my God.
Actually, Anthony, let's wait a year because I have some dating and marriage advice from from listeners.
Well, that's great.
Okay, so Anthony, listen, because you're going to need this to cheer Joe up. All right, listeners, if you're dating, you need to know these things. It's a jungle out there. Be cautious, but also be open. Send little texts or gifts to let them know you're thinking about them. That's why I text you all so much. When you're spending time together, ask them what they would like to show you that they find amazing or beautiful. Oh, that's kind of sweet. Never go to bed angry.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Next.
Be 100% you from the beginning. Not every relationship will be right. It's okay not to click. You both can still be amazing and not be a couple, which I think is actually something very important.
That is a great piece of advice.
I think it's a very good piece of advice. People who love you love your passion. They may not share passion for that same thing, but love you for having that passion. Never settle for being tolerated.
I love your passion for color guard videos on YouTube.
Hey, no.
This is my favorite one. Don't be a dick.
That should have just been number one.
The last one. This one's going to be controversial. It was actually met with opposition, and I kind of wanted to read it anyways. Trust isn't real. You're giving someone the ability to have control over you and your feelings.
I read this comment, and I think it was Jody, right?
Yeah.
I had a second to think about this. I think if you're doing trust the right way, it's less about entrusting somebody with your unspoken expectations and just knowing that that person, no matter what they do, is still going to be right by you. I don't know. I think it's more of an acceptance of self than it is of someone else.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Now is it time for commercial?
God, yes. And now for a word from our sponsor, Yippie Roundup Ranch. I'm tired of trying to catch a man.
These modern dating apps really chat my hide.
And the bars are a total clown show.
Wait, who's that man riding up on a horse?
Yeah! Saddle up, cowboy, and head on down to the Yippie Roundup Dating Ranch, where you're sure to lasso up a man. Finding too many men with tumbleweed in their blood to settle down? Well, don't go digging for water under the outhouse. We've corralled ace-high men from across the nation to our ranch for your pickings. It's simple. You walk in, grab a free complimentary lasso, and you'll be led out to our barn of horses where you can ride one yourself or latch onto one of our staff to help you. You'll ride all over our 15,000-acre ranch looking for your perfect man for a simple dinner date, a weekend wedding trip with your shitty sister who criticizes you for being single, or a shotgun wedding. We supply it all, with an ordained minister on staff at all times. So, saddle up for love and come rope one up at the Yippie Roundup Dating Ranch. We serve everyone, so don't fret about us hazing the tenderfoot. Hey guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to our podcast so you can receive a notification every Sunday when a new episode drops.
When I can't find a man,
I go digging under the outhouse.
I like to go search for one on 15,000 acres, which
Yeah, I
is
was like,
3 times larger than some of the plots of land reservations that we have in our state parks in Oklahoma. What the fuck?
You want to make sure that when you're scouting for a man on a horse with a free complimentary lasso, that you're not just going to get any man that anyone can find. Like, you want to be like, I found this one. Like, I worked hard for him. Rope him up, grab him. So find that on 15,000 acres.
If you would rather have a better chance of finding what it is you're looking for, go looking for a mountain cougar in the Arbuckle Wilderness.
Okay, well, that's your preference, Anthony.
her name is Courtney Cox.
My preference is to go to this ranch, the Yippie Gay Roundup Ranch.
I call it a mountain cougar, and that is not right. It is a mountain lion, and I am officially tired.
That's embarrassing, and I hope you leave it in. Actually, this is how my boyfriend found me. I was actually just perched up in a tree, and he roped me down, so.
I believe you.
You were going to attack him, but he made himself look big. He was like,
Yeah, and I was like, "Hee!"
so go on down to the Yippie Gay, what the fuck was it called?
Yippie Gay Roundup Ranch.
The Yippie Gay Roundup Ranch. Listeners, I just learned the name of this commercial before, like seconds before I read it.
Anyway, I believe that Anthony has something to check out this week. Is that correct?
Yes, Anthony.
Yeah, I do have something to check out this week. And this week is actually a friend of ours. His name is Paul Sweet. He has a YouTube channel called The Oklahoma Hiker.
Oklahoma.
He is a hiking buddy of mine here in Tulsa. He goes out on many adventures, way more than I do, has actually inspired me. I want to get more into backpacking this year and not just hiking, and going out for primitive camping, where I go and, put myself up in a simple tent and give myself, small meals and stuff that I can bring with myself. Basically living out of a backpack for a day. I probably won't do much more than that. Maybe 2 days if I have a long weekend, but, it's something that I want to do for myself. And he's been doing this channel for a while. So he's a great person to watch if you have any interest in camping and the outdoors and hiking. He gives you tips and tricks and shows you local areas to go to. He actually partners with another YouTube channel called the Hiker Trash Husbands, and they are very good friends in real life and visit each other frequently and do hiking trails together. So you should definitely check him out on YouTube. We will link his YouTube channel in the notes, as we always do. And yeah, if you have any interest whatsoever in nature, the outdoors, camping, hiking, you should check out his videos. They're very informative. He's also super cute, so good for Paul.
All I can think of is living out of a backpack for a day. I would, 1, have an oversized backpack that, 2, I'm dragging on a wagon, and it's going to have, like, my portable battery generator and my CPAP. So some, like, mountain cougar, as you say, Anthony, will walk up on me in the middle of the night and see this hose coming off my head to my CPAP machine that is plugged into my portable generator. And he'll be like, no, this one looks sickly. I can't eat this guy.
So I've been thinking about that too, and I've been debating buying a portable power source to bring with me. But I'm also like, well, it's one night. I can sleep without my CPAP for a night.
Just do it on a Friday night so you have the weekend to recover with.
Jay, do we have any user submitted content this week? Aside from, we've had a bunch so far this episode.
So we had a plethora of user content this week. I cannot go through it all, especially because as of now, our video that I posted last Friday, the Friday before last week's episode, we are now at 163,000 views on that, and it's got hundreds of comments, so I can't go through that. But in summation, about 99% of the people think that my very short time to drive to the airport and board the plane was extraordinarily anxiety-ridden, and nobody's on my side. But there's a couple people that are like, hell yeah.
All those people, all 2 of you, you're stupid. That's a stupid choice.
My next goal, or my goal for viewers on our next video was like 10,000. So to reach 163,000 so far and counting has been really cool to me.
It's really wild how that took off. But hey, thanks for sharing the video if you shared it, because
yeah, we had a lot of shares on it. And then the other user content that I got, which I'm going to send you guys a picture. Scott sent an email that said, "Love the show. Longtime listener, first time correspondent here.
Hi, Scott.
In reaction to Joe's when did I turn into Leslie Jordan comment on the effing Mother Gothel episode, he actually used to be quite the pocket bear.
Oh.
Picture attached if you're watching the video.
He looks like Robin Williams.
That's what I thought. I was like, this is a Robin Williams picture, but then I started looking more. She had very 1970s flowing hair and a mustache and a lot of chest hair.
Which that looks coming back.
I wish that I had that much chest hair.
Oh my god, I know. Mine looks nothing like that.
Mine looks like a ragged field of Johnson grass that's been tamped down by cattle.
You're really painting a picture.
That's true. Mine does kind of look like a very soft field that's been windblown.
So, moving along to game time, like I said earlier, both Jay and myself have come up with some games this week. Jay, do you want to go first with yours, or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first because I think mine's really probably going to be bad because I planned it last second. So, we'll end on a good note with Joe's game. So, I chose to do a marriage advice Mad Lib.
Ooh. Do you have a name for this game?
Okay, so let's start off with, it says your name, but let's just pick a name.
Theodore.
Celeste.
Ooh.
Ooh, love it.
Yeah.
All right, pick a quantity.
78.
42.
I'm going to do 78.
Oh.
Pick a verb.
Humping.
Slurping.
Hump.
All right, fine, but I usually charge extra.
Pick a noun.
Rubber ducky.
Ovipositor.
Listeners, don't Google that.
Google it. You're going to want to know.
Actually, I need to Google it to make sure I'm spelling it right, so I say it right.
Oh, no. We're really earning that explicit E this week, gentlemen.
Oh, look at me. I was right.
What'd you do, check your Amazon cart?
He's like, previous orders last 3 months.
Oh my god. I just wanted to see what it, like, I looked at images just to be like, what's in here?
You'll find out what's in there later.
Oh god. Pick an adjective, damn it.
Greasy.
Wispy.
I'm gonna go with greasy.
You would.
But I like wispy. That's creative. Pick a verb.
Chomp.
Actually, I'm looking for 3 verbs.
Explode.
Chomp, explode.
Dive.
Okay. Now pick a noun.
Swede.
Swede.
As if they are from Sweden.
Okay.
Sunglasses.
Oh, wow. Pick it. I'm looking for a verb, a noun, another verb, and a noun. Wow.
Long.
That'll work. So I'm going to put that in there.
Okay, so a noun.
I'm going to say long for.
Dental floss.
Okay. Now another verb.
Snort.
Okay. Noun.
Lubricant.
Oh, great.
Another noun.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Another noun.
Corn.
It's perfect.
It's got the juice.
An adverb.
Slickly.
Okay, now a phrase like something you would tell.
Too spicy for the pepper.
Goddamn witches, man.
It'll work. I'll take that one.
What?
And noun, and then I'm done.
Omaha, Nebraska.
I already used it.
Oh, we can't use it twice?
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Omaha Beach.
All right. I'm going with Omaha Beach. All right, guys. For our I'm Too Tired to Care marriage advice, my name is Celeste, and I have known the happy couple for 78 years. So Celeste is quite old.
Yeah, clearly.
I humped all the way from Ovipositor to celebrate today.
Good for her.
I am so greasy that the two of you have tied the knot.
Ew.
My best advice? Don't forget to chomp before you explode and dive after the Swede.
Oh my god. It's like that movie Midsommar.
So Celeste is a little bit racist, I think?
I mean, she's known him for 78 years.
David, you should always long for Helen's dental floss.
Whew, it's getting spicy in here.
Helen, you should always snort David's lubricant.
It's flavored.
It's for the nose job.
I think this is my favorite part. To keep a happy marriage, never fight about Omaha, Nebraska and corn.
Do not do it. Rule number 1.
Remember, love each other slickly and tell each other goddamn witches daily. She's the little sad old woman because she said, I wish you lots of Omaha Beach for many years to come.
Really ended on a high note there.
Celeste is sad. That's why I was like, all right, Joe's turn.
Well, mine's not really as funny, but so for my homebrewed game this week, I have a game that I'm calling Name That Gift. I have gone through the list of milestone wedding anniversary gifts, traditional, and I
knew you were going to do this game.
You're welcome. And I have selected 13 different years, and whichever one of you guesses the year first, the gift for the year gets the point, and the person with the most points at the end wins. So, here we go. You guys ready for the first one?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. We are starting with year number 5.
Wood.
Close, but I think that was Anthony.
Oh, I didn't even hear Jay say anything.
I said nothing.
He didn't say anything. I thought he was going to wait and then, like, sarcastically say the answer in, like, maybe 20 minutes.
Oh, there's an audio delay, so I'm going to lose.
All right. Number 2, year number 15.
I don't know. Gold?
That is incorrect, Jay. It is not gold.
Silver.
It is also not silver.
Oh, wait,
Dishware.
how many guesses?
So you're maxed out.
15 year. I'm going to go with lace.
No.
Opal.
No. The year 15 traditional wedding gift is crystal.
Damn it, I was going to say quartz.
Oh, damn it.
So next up is year number 8.
Face, because it rhymes with lace.
Shut up.
Just happy anniversary. Here's my face.
Let's go with satin.
Nope.
Egg.
I'm not getting you a Fabergé egg, Jay.
God damn it.
Mother of pearl.
It's a good guess, but no.
A father of pearl.
Fuck you.
That's it. Just kidding.
Oh, fuck all if I know. Seashells.
It's an interesting guess, but no.
Seashore.
Actually, it was Sally. All right. So, with none of you getting that correct, year number 8 gift is bronze.
Ow.
Which seems weird for 8. That's not, like, that's odd. Anyway. All right. So, next up is year number 10.
Silver.
No.
Gold.
No.
Pearl.
No.
Diamond.
No. You guys are guessing correct things, just not for this year.
A hooker.
Just 5 more years.
I wasted my...
Was it a hooker, Joe?
No, it was sadly not a hooker.
God damn it, I can't believe I was wrong.
From Family Guy. I could be a hooker.
Oh, don't move. Her vision's based on movement.
Pyrite.
Where'd you go? No, it's not pyrite.
Oh, okay.
The gift for year number 10 is aluminum. It says aluminum/tin.
I was being
literally going to buy a roll of aluminum foil at year 10. All right.
Year 10.
Fuck off.
All right. Next up, and listeners, you might even remember this from last episode. Year number 1.
Paper.
Paper. Oh, fuck you, Jay.
Wow.
Also, fuck you for giving him the clue.
Trying to make it easier for everyone at home, too.
I was like, I know Anthony's gonna hear this, and I'm like, I gotta get it in for once.
All right, Jay is on the board.
The score's 1-0.
The score's 1-1.
The score is indeed 1-1. Next up is the anniversary gift for year number 4.
Flowers and fruit.
That's correct. Flowers and fruit.
I said it, but my sound cut out.
Fuck you. Shut up.
When he was saying, oh God, I was like, flowers and fruit. No, I was like, fruit and flowers.
Okay. Next up is year number 20.
Silver.
No.
Gold.
No.
Money.
No.
Pearl.
A hooker.
No.
I guess I'm out of guesses. I don't know what to do
now. Was that
now.
no to pearl or no to hooker?
No to both.
What about a hooker with a pearl?
A hooker named Pearl.
Ooh!
The movie Pearl.
With a hooker.
I don't know. Let's go with platinum.
Incorrect. The gift for year 20 is China.
Oh, you have to give him a whole country?
The whole country?
Hey, shut up. That was my joke, you stupid idiot.
Sorry I said it first. Write that down,
Sorry,
Joe.
there was an
My
audio
joke's
delay.
funnier.
Which, I kind of want to give Anthony a bonus point on this because the modern gift for year 20 is platinum.
Oh, bitch.
This is starting to sound biased.
My mic actually cut out when what I said was platinum plates. So it's sort of the same for both.
This is like last week when Anthony was like, Joe has been with me going to all of these concerts with Florence and the Machine, and he knows every favorite song I have. So you guys... No, I'm kidding. I'm absolutely kidding. Jay, you should have known better. You should have did better.
All right. Next up is the anniversary gift for year number 6.
Sex.
No, Jay, it's not sex.
God damn it. Gold.
No, not gold.
Jay's missing testicle.
Well, Joe, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, damn it! I thought for sure that was it.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
I've been looking for it.
Lavender.
Interesting guess, but no.
Hooker?
I fucking knew it.
Still no.
I know that back in the day they were pretty kinky, so am I using the wrong term? Is it like winch?
An Arby's roast beef sandwich.
No, it's actually a roast beef and cheddar. No, I'm just kidding. So the year 6 gift is iron.
She's made of iron, sir. Surely she could sink.
Oh my god. Shut up. What's the next one?
All right.
Is it hookahs? It's hookahs.
What is the wedding anniversary gift for year number 50?
The government?
Gold.
It is indeed gold, Anthony.
Hell yeah!
I thought it was the government.
And this is one of the years that it's gold, traditional, and the modern gift is also gold. All right. Next up is the traditional wedding gift for year number 3.
Cotton.
No.
Tweed.
No.
Leather.
Ding, ding, ding. Leather it is. All right. There are 3 left.
Oh, wow. This is going great.
Next one up is the gift for year number 30.
Silver.
No.
Platinum.
No.
Pearl.
Yes! Year number 30 is indeed pearl.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
No, I am not. Jay is correct.
Ew, gross. That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
You know what, Anthony? If you would just try a little bit, this game would probably be a little bit easier.
You're right.
I can't even say that with a straight face.
Next to last one is year number 25.
Silver.
Yes,
Fuck yeah.
that is year number 25, silver. All right.
Fuck you, Jay. Choke
one
on
left. One left.
it. It's probably hookers.
What?
Guess hookers.
What's like year number 100? Just whatever. Hookers, fine. No one will ever make it.
Silver! Sorry, there's a delay.
The last year I have for you is the gift for year number 60.
Platinum.
Platinum.
No.
Hooker.
No.
Diamond.
Yes.
Fuck you, Jay. Fuck you. You lost. You little piece of shit. Oh, look at you. One testicle and no balls. Ooh.
I mean, sorry, is it a tunnel? Did you get my answer? That was diamond that I clearly said a few minutes ago.
What is your house flying through a tornado that's also somehow in the hills of West Virginia? Fuck you.
So, out of a possible 13 points, the final score is Anthony with 6 and Jay
What?
with 2.
What? You got 6 right?
He did.
Fuck yeah, I did. At least 4 of them were wedding anniversaries that I've had. Or
Yeah, this sounds pretty biased to me, but that's fine. It's fine if I lost.
You're so bitter about it.
I want you guys to go to Google and search traditional wedding anniversary gifts. And then it should be the second article that comes up from thenot.com. Click on that one. Underneath where it says what are the milestone wedding anniversaries, are you guys at the chart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look at all the gifts for the traditional column and think how many of those could be a great name for a hooker. It's more than you would think.
Hi, my name is Willow.
Crystal.
It's
Pearl.
me, Aluminum.
Ruby.
It's me, Wood.
Hi, I'm Emerald, and I'm here for 30 minutes. You paid for 30 minutes?
I'm Sapphire, and I'm here to take over for Coral.
My name is Leather, and the safety word is pottery.
I used to be Sapphire, but I changed my name to Willow thanks to Taylor Swift.
And then look at some of these gifts for the modern column. Like, nothing says romance than year number 7, desk sets.
Oh, I love how the 6th year in modern is wood objects, as if they weren't just ripping off wood.
Yeah.
This cannot have been written by a man because I'm sure year 2 would have been like vacuum cleaner.
That's why I think it was written by a man, because desk sets, like...
No. Women love organization, and they're just like, "Oh, I love all these sticky notes and all this stuff," and it may actually make sense to me. I'm a woman.
Before we close out and before the music comes back on, Jay, can you tell us a little bit about what to expect for next week's episode?
Next week, it looks like we're supposed to be talking about growing up with cars that we had, what we wanted, what we had, and what we still want. So tell us about your first car. Tell us what you still want to drive. Tell us what you currently drive, what you love. We want to hear from you. We will add it to next week's episode. And with that,
I think I hear the music coming back on.
there it is.
There it is.
Go call our hotline real quick and leave us a voicemail to open next week's episode. That number is 405-999-2242.
And just like the Cupid Shuffle, you guys have us lined up and ready to rock. If you want to help us out, go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get reminders every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on all of our social media for any additional sundries that we would like to add to the market shelves.
And don't forget to ring those wedding bells as you rate us 5 stars. We would love to hear from you, and those ratings are what get us found by more people, and we'd be honored if you could help us grow by doing that one small thing. If just each one of you tells a friend about the podcast, that will double our growth.
And now that we've reached 163,000 followers, we have a new level we want to reach. So make sure you go and watch all of our videos on TikTok to make us grow even faster. Go find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Please comment, make suggestions.
OnlyFans.
Oh, I don't think we have that, but I guess we can try. We want to hear from you. You can also email us. You can email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com. It is listed on the bottom of our YouTube video if you need to know how to spell it.
So, once you've spelled it correctly, from all of us here at Beards and Sundries, make sure to...
Please love yourself.
Because we already do.
I do. And
Bye,
there's the wedding
Beardos.
bells. Bye. We love you so much.